Bytes. The show is a production of the Eastern Caribbean Telecommunications Authority. I'm your host, Caretta Crooks-Charles, ECTEL's Communications and Media Relations Manager. We use this platform to provide you with information about developments taking place in the electronic communications sector by the Directorate or like-minded organizations. So it's my absolute pleasure to introduce Mr. Rodney Taylor, the Secretary General of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union, or the CTU. He'll be providing us with a sneak peek into the CTU ICT Week 2024. Welcome to ECTEL Bytes, Mr. Taylor.
Thank you very much, Coretta. And you can call me Rodney, it's fine. It's good to be here.
It's our very first time having a guest from the CTU on ECTEL Bytes. So before we actually dive into the topic, could you just share briefly about the CTU, who you are, and what you do?
Sure, absolutely. And I'm surprised here this is the first time we're on ECTEL Bytes because we have such a good working relationship with ECTEL. We are a CARICOM institution established by CARICOM member states. We have 20 member states, and our role is harmonization of information and communication technology policy within CARICOM. So that deals with development of national strategies and policies. It also deals with regulation and coordination of regulation within the member states. So we do work very closely with ECTEL. So I'm happy to be here with you today and to talk about our upcoming event in St. Kitts and Nevis, which is, of course, another state of ECTEL.
Excellent, Mr. Taylor. So let's jump into it. So the CTU ICT Week 2024 will be held in St. Kitts and Nevis from the 30th of September to the 4th of October. That's next week. Under the theme, Bridging Technologies for a Sustainable and Inclusive Future. Can you tell us more about the theme and why it was chosen?
Absolutely, and you'll forgive me if there's some rain, some heavy rain. I don't know if we're hearing that. It's raining here in Port Spain, where our city is located. According to since 1999. Bridging technologies for sustainable and inclusive future. It's about, and when we talk about bridges, bridges, of course, connect people and connect places. And therefore, our focus is on how can we leverage information and communication technology to connect those people in particular that are not connected right now. So we do have a connectivity issue in the region in terms of being inclusive with technology, internet access to tools, devices that give opportunities, especially for those persons who are vulnerable, whether it's women or rural communities or youth opportunities. So we're talking about how can we leverage technology to bring everyone to work in this digital revolution that is taking place.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. I think we're experiencing a bit of technical difficulties, but hopefully by the time you respond to the next question, it would have been ironed out. I'll let you know. So what are some of the key highlights we can expect from this year's CTU ICT Week?
Right. So the ICT Week is, within CARICOM, you'll see other themed weeks. There's a Culture Week, for example. I think there's a Tourism Week, so on. So what we sought to do is to focus on information and communication technology in the ICT Week. So we can expect a lot of tech companies to be there. We have tremendous amount of companies. We have telecoms operators, a company called Paradise Mobile, which is a nuclear in the market offering 5G services. Their headline sponsors, we have Viasat, we provide satellite connectivity, we have Google, Amazon, Kindle Wireless, we have Huawei, and all of that. So we will have presentations from these various operating regions, presentations on new technologies, help in terms of delivering digital public services. We will also have our statutory meeting. But that means, well, for us as an organization, we are obligated to meet with our executive council members and our general conference of ministers. So at the highest level of the CTU, all of the ministers with responsibility for information and communication technology make decisions. They approve the budget, they approve the strategy, the work program for next year. And therefore, we will meet with them, the General Council Minister, we will meet the Executive Council, we'll update them on the work that we've been doing over the last 12 months, and also project for what we will be doing next. So what meetings we will be attending regionally, internationally, why we should attend, what's important for the region. For example, next year, we will World Telecommunications Conference. We need to ensure that we're prepared to participate effectively in that. We will have a regulators forum as well, and I'm pretty sure ECTEL is involved in that regulators forum. We'll be talking, advancing issues like the harmonization of regulation within CARICOM member states. So even beyond the ECTEL and the OECS member states, how can we drive greater harmonization with respect to telecommunications regulation within CARICOM? And of course, there are benefits to doing that, including attracting great investment in the sector, driving down the cost of doing business, and therefore improving the affordability of telecommunications services.
Okay, that sounds like a very impressive lineup and agenda. So thanks for sharing that, Mr. Taylor. So how does CTU ICT Week contribute to shaping the future of telecommunications in the Caribbean region?
Yeah, so at the regional level, CTU is the organization that brings all of the member states together to talk about technology. So while everyone has a national plan and a strategy, it's important for us to come together and to share our experiences. Several countries that can point to that have embarked on some very ambitious plans with respect to digital transformation. E-government services, offering of public services online, whether you can apply for a driver's license or a digital identity, or renew your passport. All of these projects are taking place. And of course, initial connectivity, improving connectivity so that your mobile services are reliable, you're fast, and safe and secure. So the CTU, especially ICT, allows that opportunity to provide networking opportunities for all of us to come together, to agree on common strategies and policies, and also to give opportunities for industry players like telecom operators, like ICT service providers. I mentioned Google, I mentioned Viasat, cable, which is operating in some kits and Nevis, cable wireless, Huawei, an opportunity to say, listen, these are new technologies that are on the horizon. And these are technologies that will help the government advance in terms of connectivity, in terms of services, in terms of infrastructure, telecom, like they were saying. So it's an opportunity for the ministers to set the policy here with their colleagues across the region on what is the things. And then therefore that will lead to better policy development and better project implementation.
Okay, thanks for that, Mr. Taylor. What are some of the challenges the Caribbean faces in terms of ICT development, and how will the event attempt to address those challenges? I just heard you mention that the ministers will get an opportunity to share their policies and interact with the telecommunications providers and so on, but are there any other major challenges that the CTU ICT Week will help to somewhat address?
Absolutely. So as small states, they're all small island development states. So small markets, they're vulnerable, susceptible to climate change. So we've seen the devastation, Grenada, Chihuahua, we've got a system to prepare the thunder background. But we've seen the devastation in Grenada and Caribbean. And in the past, in countries like Antigua, Barbuda, Barbados, where there's devastation from climate change. That devastation impacts the telecom infrastructure, the ICT infrastructure. So we have to reinvest, we have to rebuild that infrastructure. And therefore, how can we, as small states, build resilient structure to withstand these events, so that we may connect? Because we lose connectivity, we lose jobs, we lose livelihoods, and therefore it's important for us as small states to build resilient infrastructure, but also to ensure that we are not left behind in terms of the digital revolution that is taking place globally. So many countries around the world are investing heavily in technology, 5G, in digital services, in financial technology, fintech. And we have to ensure, because we're small, we don't have the resources of, say, the United States, Canada, or Europe, that we invest wisely in technology and that we provide opportunities for our young people in particular, but also older people as well, and persons that are more marginalized. But we want to ensure that this region remains the best place on earth to live. That means that there has to be opportunity with respect to the new digital environment, jobs, even artificial intelligence. So our young people have the skills to work effectively in an environment where artificial intelligence is now in place. We need to have the skills to engage, whether it's technical skills or even the extent to which artificial intelligence can replace jobs to ensure that some of those new job opportunities come to the region.
Okay, thanks for that, Mr. Taylor. How long has the CTU been staging ICT Week, and how has it grown over the years?
So, CTU has been in existence since 1989, but the term ICT Week, I think, was developed around 2014, before I was Secretary General. Right? I've been here for like 3.5 years. I did work with the CTU before, but the term ICT Week has been around since about 2014, so just over 10 years. And like I said, it's akin to, if you think about Agriculture Week, CARICOM Agriculture Week, CARICOM Tourism Week, where you can focus on agriculture and tourism. Our focus is on information and communication technology. It's an opportunity, again, for ministers who set the policy to come together, share their experiences and their challenges. Many member states, for example, are implementing digital identities. That has its challenges, concerns about citizen data, privacy, and therefore the ICT Week gives an opportunity for them to come and share. So we're trying to implement this digital ID. These are the challenges. We're trying to implement legislation around cybersecurity and cybercrime. These are the challenges we face. And therefore, hopefully, it provides an opportunity to share, to learn, grow, so that we learn, we at least the method of communication to national level within organizations.
Okay. So it's been CTU ICT Week has been in the pipeline for about 10 years now. So are there any success stories or major achievements that come to mind when you think of previous ICT Weeks that you'd like to share with us?
Well, you have to send me back into the archives about what we've been successful in doing over the years. And it's hard to quantify, to be honest with you, because really the value is in providing a space for member states to share. We don't always get the feedback as to how valuable the meeting was, but we have made some very important decisions at the ICT meetings, including issues around, say, over-the-top services. So the operators in the past have expressed concerns about the big tech companies and the exponential growth in data traffic for services like WhatsApp, for services like Netflix, for which they have to invest in their networks. We facilitated in the ICT Week discussions, negotiations around for those big tech companies and the operators, and we come up with some recommendations that we advance the current government. At this meeting in St. Kitts next week, we'll be talking about the greater harmonization of regulation within CARICOM, and we hope that it leads to greater harmonization, even though we have sovereign states, right? So there are two things. We're operating within CARICOM, the notion that we need to work together, we need to have common policy frameworks. Within that, CARICOM is a sub-region of the ACS. But in terms of regulation, ECTEL's mandate is limited to the ECTEL member states and the ACS. What we're trying to do is to broaden that cooperation outside of ECTEL within all CARICOM member states. That it will lead to greater harmonization. And what the operators have said is that that will also drive down the cost of doing business, it will lower the cost to the consumer, and it will increase their competitiveness, right? And it leads to greater deployment of technology across the region. So basically, we have, I would say, the harmonization that the ICT has led to, but also in addition to harmonization of telecoms policy, it is the awareness building. So many of our ministers, some of them are new, some have been around for a very long time, all right, and they do have a telecoms background, some are new. And therefore, the ICT week, especially the ministerial seminar, gives them the opportunity to hear about new and emerging technologies like 5G, to hear about the latest cybersecurity threats, to hear about things like artificial intelligence, where they can ask questions about what are the implications, what we need to focus on, what strategies they need to implement. So I would say two things. One is the harmonization of the policy that the ICT promotes, and also the awareness building for the ministers and policymakers, their advisors, so that they get to know what is the new, where is the technology trending, and what policies we put in place to ensure that we are not left behind as a region.
Okay, thank you. So what role does collaboration between Caribbean countries play in the success of ICT Week? And I'd just like to say, thanks to the CTU for creating this space, because ECTEL will have a booth there, in the halls to just exhibit what it is that we're working on. And our Director of Economics and Finance will also be making a presentation on the status of the Electronic Communications Bill at the joint session on Tuesday. So that's how we're collaborating with you on that. But are there any other examples you'd like to give on how, the importance of collaboration between the Caribbean countries in the success of CTU ICT Week?
So let me express my appreciation to ECTEL for being a part of this event, coming there and sharing on the new developments around electronic communications, and all the wonderful work that ECTEL has been doing. I know your executive director, Mr. Louis Cox, very well, and I look forward to working with him and building a relationship between ECTEL and CTU as we go forward. The opportunity, of course, we want to get full participation. So we encourage all of our member states, including Cuba, by the way. And so, we have a vice minister from Cuba who will be attending. And we have about confirmation at this point about 13 ministers and other representation for our member states at a level below the minister, but we will have pretty good representation. Again, I cannot overemphasize the opportunity to share and the opportunity to learn and build a network. Very often our member states, implementing projects like digital identities, implementing data centers, which can be costly, which can be very, very difficult and challenging. It is a good opportunity for the members to come together and share what has been their success and their failures. So we anticipate the host country, St. Kitts, will also share with us what they're doing. They have also signed on for digital identity. Guyana has done so, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, and there'll be opportunity to talk about that. We have some of our sponsors will be talking about next generation technologies like 5G and even beyond 5G. What are the opportunities? What is the business case to invest in 5G that offers new, more increased capacity in terms of mobile communications, lower latency, and therefore what that will enable in terms of industry, in terms of security, and all of that. So those are things that we'll be discussing on the agenda. I have to say, we will also, for the very first time, have the Secretary General of the International Telecommunications Union joining us. It's Nevis. She'll be coming to tell us about all of the developments at the global level, what is taking place in terms of policy, in terms of standards, what we should be paying attention to, how the IT can support our own development efforts. We will also have the Prime Minister of Grenada, and as you know, within CARICOM, Prime Minister of Grenada, the Honorable Mitchell, has the portfolio within the CARICOM called Cabinet Information and Communication Technology, and he'll be coming to address us and share with us some of strategies and plans for CARICOM. So we look forward to working with him, to supporting him in that role. We have many other international speakers that will be coming. and cannot underestimate the value of this opportunity, network, and share at the regional and international level that will help us advance our own policies in terms of ICT enabling development.
Okay. All right. So I looked at the agenda and I was pretty pleased to see that there are sessions for the young people as well as persons with disabilities. So how do you plan to involve, the youth in this, as well as persons with disabilities, as well as innovators into the activities next week?
So youth they're the future. I just came back from New York attending the Summit of the Future, and youth empowerment is a very big theme, right? They agreed on the Global Digital Compact, which is cooperation at the global level with technology, but they also spend another part in the future. So how do we engage young people? So I've put in a lot of time over the years, but at some point we need to hand over to the young people who will take this thing forward. They have the energy, they have the passion, they have the desire. And so we're trying to build this Caribbean ICT youth network, and we will convene the second meeting of the Caribbean ICT Youth Network. We've had this year successfully hosted the second Caribbean Internet Caribbean Youth Internet Governance Forum, which is a space for young people to talk about internet issues, whether it's social media or artificial intelligence, and so on. And therefore, we are trying to build this sort of a youth arm of the CTU. And we will convene in St. Kitts for the second time. We're actually scheduling a meeting also with the young people, a breakfast meeting with the Secretary General of the ITU and the youth. And we really hope to leverage this youth network to help us deliver on our mandate. Because, as I said, they have the energy and they have the passion. Yes, we'll be bringing together innovators as well, because we believe that there's tremendous talent in the region. We believe that there are homegrown solutions that we can deploy within the region, and we've seen this during COVID, where a lot of the solutions that address issues of COVID and vaccination were developed within the region. So we don't always have to go and buy solutions from Europe or from the US. We have the skills here. And therefore, the ICT also provides a space for innovators to come and share some of the solutions that we develop. And we're keen on working with member states where they have national innovation strategies, where they're encouraging developers and young talent to come and deliver solutions for public services. And therefore, the ICT provides a space for us to encourage them.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Taylor. We're getting almost ready to wrap up, but before we do, with the rapid evolution of technology, what new trends or innovations can we expect to be featured or discussed at the ICT week this year?
Right. Well, first, we can have a week without talking about artificial intelligence and the opportunities for that. We have formed an informal expert group on artificial intelligence, and we'll be seeking to advance the work of that group. We're fortunate to have a Trinidadian who is on the UN high-level advisory body, the Secretary General, who is very instrumental in making inputs to the Global Digital Compact and issues around artificial intelligence. We, of course, will be talking about connectivity. How do we close the connectivity gap using new technologies like low Earth orbiting satellites? The new companies that are on the market offering satellite connectivity at a more affordable cost. How can we leverage those companies to close the connectivity gap? We have new operators, new mobile operators that are interested in coming into the market and offering 5G. Everybody's excited about 5G and faster connectivity and all that 5G enables in terms of Industry 4.0, manufacturing, self-driving, autonomous vehicles. All of this is within our reach, and we have companies talking about that. We have the Secretary General of the ITU again sharing with us what is on the horizon for next year in terms of the World Telecom Development Conference. And we have Prime Minister Rachel that will be talking to us as well about the normalization of ICT issues within CARICOM, including a new opportunity. I won't go into much into it, but a new opportunity for satellite constellation for the Caribbean that will help us in terms of our disaster preparedness and disaster response in the aftermath of a hurricane. We have sponsors like Cable and Wireless, Amazon that will be talking about cloud and how cloud services will help us bridge the digital divide. So there's so many topics. I encourage you to go to our website, CTU.int. You'll see it there. The banner is there. All of our sponsors are there. The entire agenda is there. You can participate remotely. We'd love to have you in St. Kitts, of course. And you can register. It's free of cost. Some of the sessions are closed, but they're not that many. We just need an opportunity to speak with our ministers and behind closed doors and our executive council. But most of the other sessions are open to you once you register. We'll be happy to accommodate you with it in St. Kitts and Nevis at the Marriott, taking place starting on Monday.
Okay, thanks for saying that, because my next question was going to be who is invited to the CTU ICT week and how they can register. So anybody who's interested could register to participate. How? Because it's free. So how does it work?
Fee. All of this information, all of this good knowledge, it is being provided free of cost. You just have to register and show up. And if you can't show up, you can follow us online and interact through providing a Zoom platform so you can speak, you can message, you can text, pose your questions. And yeah, it's all of the registration information is on the CTU website, ctu.int.
Excellent. Very impressive. And I'm really glad to hear that for persons who possibly can't make it, the opportunity will be there for them to participate via Zoom. So kudos to the CTU for ensuring that possibility exists. So any closing remarks, Mr. Taylor?
Yeah, I hope to see you there and looking forward again. Let me, as I say, big up ECTEL for its participation in the CTU ICT Week. ECTEL has been a staunch partner of the CTU. We look forward to building closer ties with ECTEL, especially as we talk about harmonization of regulation within the region. We look forward to ensuring that the region is not left behind. I think that is the most important thing, that as technology advances, that we are right there on the cutting edge, that we provide the opportunity for our citizens, in particular young people, that they know their opportunities here. They don't need to migrate to Canada and to the US in order to see opportunities in the tech sector, that there are jobs available right here in the most beautiful part of the world, the Caribbean, where I am proud to be a citizen of. And yeah, so we'd love to have you there. Please come and support the ICT Week. Many topics of interest for young people, and of course, we ensure also that we develop in an inclusive way. So persons with disabilities, women who may be marginalized in the ICT sector, that they also have an opportunity to participate. So these are many of the topics that we'll be touching on, and look forward to welcoming you to St. Kitts and Nevis. The government has rolled out the red carpet, and it's going to be a wonderful week.
Excellent. It sounds like it's going to be amazing, and we'll be following it as well and sharing it with our viewers. So thank you so much, Mr. Taylor. We know how busy you are, you and your team, as you put the final touches on preparation for next week's CTU ICT Week in St. Kitts. So thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to having you again in the future.
Thank you for having me as well. Have a good day.
Thank you. So in case you joined us late, our special guest was Mr. Rodney Taylor. He's the Secretary General of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union, or the CTU. We're counting on you to hit the like and share buttons to help us spread the word about this very important event. And you heard all the reasons why. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comment section below and we will reply. So just Google Caribbean Telecommunications Union if you forgot his website, and you'll get more information. The agenda is there in detail. So apart from being on our Facebook page, this recording of ECTEL Bytes will also be on our YouTube channel, which is at ECTEL, and on Instagram, X, and LinkedIn at ECTEL Authority, and of course on our website, www.ectel.int. So be sure to share with your contacts who are not on Facebook. The ECTEL Bytes radio version will be aired on the last 3 Thursdays of the month across our 5 contracting states. We kicked off the show on September 12th and 19th, and our next show will be aired tomorrow, Thursday, September 26th, in the Commonwealth of Dominica on Q95 FM at 10:45 a.m., in Grenada on We FM at 9:30 a.m., in St. Kitts and Nevis on Freedom FM at 1:15 p.m., in St. Lucia on Radio Caribbean International at 10 a.m., and in St. Vincent and the Grenadines on Extreme Radio 104 FM at 10:45 a.m. So please reach out to that one friend or relative who might not be on social media and tell them to tune in to ECTEL Bytes to keep abreast of the developments in the electronic communications sector. So that's it for episode 26 of ECTEL Bytes. Thanks so much for joining us, and we hope to see you again virtually in October for another episode. I'm your host, Caretta Crooks-Charles, ECTEL's Communications and Media Relations Manager. Thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, take care and keep safe.